Hello and welcome to the Hallway Wrestling Podcast. My name is Kieran Brennan, your host, as always. With me, my co-host.
The man that genetics forgot, Rian. We're back again, Kieran.
Wait, we're back. We're always back. Back, baby. I'll be back. Back in the future. Back to the future. Back.
Brother, shoot. Another week. A lot has happened. How are you, Kieran? Thoughts, feelings, and/or emotions?
I think it was an interesting week. I've had a decent one, I think. Watched the movies. I watched Mulan. Mulan was good.
Mm-hmm.
Payback. I was on Payback. I was on the Thunderdome.
Were you?
Was pretty cool. We can, if we go into Payback properly, we can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk a bit about Payback. We'll talk about the highlights.
Yeah.
I watched All Out across the day in work this morning. I'm going to be watching it on a Zoom call later, but I watched it today so I could give my opinions on it here. Few scary things happened on All Out. So we'll get on to them. We'll get on to them in a while. Well, one in particular, and then just one thing that was quite funny. But yeah, I think there's only one place to start, Kieran. Actually, admin before we start. As you always know, Kieran loves starting the intros with a booming voice, so we've turned that into a T-shirt thanks to Dits, our affiliate. Dits has made us a nice T-shirt, so go and have a look at that on TeePublic. We'll put the link in the description. It kind of bleeds into a news story that we'll probably talk about now. And AOP have been released. So me and Dits have decided to, we were like, we might as well, weren't they kind of good in NXT? And we're like, yeah. So we're going to put up a vote up between NXT TakeOver Chicago and NXT TakeOver War Games, number one tonight. And whatever gets the most votes, we'll do a TakeOver Throwbacks on Friday with me, Kieran, and Mr. Dits. I know he said we get a different guest on every time, but it seems kind of fitting since he brought us on board to have him as a guest again and just catch up with him. But yeah, so there's your little admin out of the way.
Very good.
Kieran, yeah, Kieran, do you like your new shirt?
I do. I feel it's accurate of my stupid voice that everyone's had to deal with for 4 months.
Yeah. And also, Kieran, we haven't revealed it yet, but we got Dits showed us not the completed version, but a rough templated version of our new logo. Do you like it, Kieran?
He's just better than us, isn't he? He just shows us up at our own butt.
No, he's helping us. That's what he's doing. Like me and Kieran, we can talk about wrestling, but there's just some stuff that we're incapable of doing. Art being one of them. You call us what?
Talentless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we are. We read off sheets. Exactly. We never said we were good. But no, what do you think of the new logo? I like it.
I adore it. I really, really like it. I much prefer it over our current one and the one we had at the very start. I don't know. I imagine people when they see it will also like it just as much.
Yeah, I really like it. But that's the admin out of the way because we have a lot to talk about. Kieran, third party WWE stuff. Do you want to kind of explain? Do you want to explain? And you probably explain it more eloquently, and then I'll give you a kind of shocking stat that kind of summarizes how bad this is for the people in the company. But go ahead.
So essentially, as we've seen it, maybe it started or was really popularized, but up, down, down. So WWE superstars and talent would often, go out on their own, create a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel, or they could go on Cameo or something.
Or Twitch. TikTok. Sorry, Lana. Hashtag Lana.
R-Truth is on TikTok. And it could make it'd be like a side hustle for them where they could have fun, interact with fans, and make a fair bit of money, like extra income on top of it. And it's been going fine for a long time. But recently, in the past week, it seems Vince McMahon has come out and been like, no, you're not allowed to do this because it is by using your name, by coming out and be like, this is Big E's Cameo account, get a message from Big E, WWE Superstar Big E, you are infringing on our copyright. Despite the fact that these people are independent contractors, and despite the fact that they are allowed, in most cases, they seem to be using their real name, like Austin Creed or something. And it's just become this insane thing that no one likes. It's something that's kind of united the wrestling world, where everyone's just kind of pissed off because, well, now, what the fuck? It's just bullshit,
Yeah.
On her channel.
Yeah, I'll give a list. Up, down is WWE affiliated, so they're fine. From what I can remember, Kevin Owens is on Cameo.
That was Big E.
Paige is on Twitch. I'll get back to Big E in 2 seconds. Paige is on Twitch. Lana's on TikTok. She's going to be angry. Paige said, "Go away, WWE. I'm not taking off my Twitch." AJ Styles is on Twitch, which he revealed this week that he had the coronavirus, which might have pushed WWE to kind of force this. There's a lot more. There's a few more people on Twitch as well. But Kieran, I don't know if you've seen this, but do you know how much money Big E has made off Cameo?
No.
Give a guess.
Okay, well, you've set it up to be high, so I'll say they're like, what, $40 to get a cameo of him? So maybe €2,000.
€60,000.
What the fuck?
He has 518 reviews, and they are, I remember the fee, but they're like 50 something, like 50 quid. But apparently his are really energetic, and they're like 2.5 minutes long. They're not like but like he basically bought a house just by Cameo.
Well, a house for 60,000.
600K, I'm talking about.
Oh, 600. Whoa! I thought you said 60,000.
Sorry, I need to get this. I need to get this post up again because I'm pretty sure it was 600K. Hope I didn't read it wrong, but it was 600K. Yeah.
What the? That's. Can we start a Cameo?
You go ahead.
What the fuck? That's a stupid amount of money to make. I didn't think Cameo was that big. Like, I know it's been getting a bit more popular lately, but wow. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
That's a massive source of revenue for Big E, and it's just gone all of a sudden, you know?
Yeah, 523 reviews, and they're 115 quid each.
Wow. I guess it's worth Big E Langston.
Yeah, let me have a look. I just want to have a look at one of these.
Yeah.
See how long they are. 1 minute. 3 minutes 30 of Big E being so energetic. Yeah, fair enough. At least he put some effort into it. Unlike Buff Bagwell, who I've seen a video of him doing Cameo, and he said he wanted to kill his wife in the middle of it while wishing someone a happy birthday. Fucking hell, they should not let sick wrestlers on Cameo. Like, no. But yeah, this is mental. There's been a little bit of backlash. Some people are saying they should go on strike. Be really funny if like the two corporate bootleggers, Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman, had to have a 2-hour match on SmackDown because everybody walked out. That'd be hilarious. But
tweeted out.
What?
Paige, she just tweeted, "Nope."
Yeah. And then she said, "You can go away. I don't want it. I'm not going to stop my Twitch." It's fair enough. They don't. It comes back to this. You've probably seen this word a lot on Twitter. Independent contractors. They are considered independent contractors. Why aren't they allowed to do their own thing? But yeah, as I've just said, that kind of bleeds into the next story, that there's been 2 wrestling-related COVID cases this week. Number one being Alan Jones Styles, who revealed on Twitch that he has COVID, and The Rock revealed that him and his family all had COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're better, right? Or they're coming out of it.
Yeah, they're coming out of it. I mean, Robert Pattinson got fucking COVID and stopped the production of Batman. Sorry to get sidetracked, but I've heard, I'm not a big fan, but from the grapevine, I've heard that he's like one of the best looking Bruce Waynes in a long time. He looks
right now. I haven't watched it fairly yet. I'm trying to avoid everything, but people have loved it so far.
Oh, okay, but apparently he looks great. In other movie news, the new Bond trailer came out and it looks fucking amazing.
When's that out?
November.
Okay.
November now. But I loved Skyfall. Skyfall's one of my favorite movies of all time. Paced perfectly. Spectre was so good until they screwed up the pacing, where they kind of had they kind of had a scene where it was like this could be the end, and then they had another 40 minutes, which was like a bit of like filler if we're talking like So I'm really hoping if this movie is closer to Skyfall than Spectre, we're in for a fucking, because Rami Malek is just Rami Malek, like.
Watch Mr. Robot, so good.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry about our little side right there, but yeah, Alan Jones and The Rock. COVID. No one is immune from getting the COVID, boys.
It doesn't care who you are.
Yeah. hopefully they recover quickly. I think The Rock's okay. I think the family's recovered quite quickly. I'm sure they're all right in their like mansion. I'm sure they're all right quarantining there. But like, hopefully get well soon if you're listening, because I know you are. You've texted me. I know you are. But yeah. What is their next bit of news? That was a huge bit of news to start at, because anything else was just going to be of less importance than people getting their names taken off them. Renee Young was All Out last night.
Well, yeah. Did we talk about it last week that they let her go? I think we did.
Yeah, we did. But she was at All Out last night.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, she's allowed to do it now. She's allowed to go wherever she wants.
Moxley was almost attacked by a fan in his entrance, which is crazy.
He had a very long entrance, to be fair. But I'm trying to get the news back up. Sorry.
Wade Barrett.
Sorry. Yeah, Wade Barrett. Yeah, Wade Barrett's really, really, really impressed me on commentary. I really like him.
Marrow's gone.
Yeah, Marrow's gone. It has nothing to do with JBL getting his job back. But yeah, Marrow's gone. Well, apparently what?
Good replacement, I think. I know people love Marrow. I never really loved him, but I think Wade Barrett is great in commentary so far, at least.
Yeah, it was really it was he was really good as a heel. He's got to be a heel commentator, or else it doesn't make it. He might be making an in-ring turn. Apparently, there's rumors, but apparently Marrow is looking after family. But if I'm playing devil's advocate, like JBL coming back kind of has to play into it. Like they don't get on.
Well, I don't know. He came back when JBL was still working with the company, right?
I think so, but not. He left quite quickly afterwards to go on like a hiatus. But yeah. Hopefully Marrow commentates on the box in the UFC, so he'll be fine. He's a lot of money. It's just a bipolar struggle that he struggles with. Hopefully he's okay. And congrats to Wade Barrett. I really, really enjoyed him on commentary. I think he could add a new dynamic to a good commentary table that they have going there. Beth Phoenix has grown on me. I was like, do I really want her on the commentary booth? But now and again, she's okay.
She's good, I think, and she'll only get better.
Yeah. AEW Full Gear, their next pay-per-view is set for November the 7th. Location hasn't been disclosed, but that's their next pay-per-view. I'm going to talk about one of the segments on All Out now because it's a newsworthy headline. I don't know if you've heard about the Matt Hardy incident, Kieran, but
just 1 second. AJ Styles has COVID?
Yeah, he announced that on the Twitch, which probably was what alarm Vince. Yeah. So yeah. But now here's some like a bit distressing news. Matt Hardy was in a Broken Rules match, which was basically a last man standing, no rules match with Sammy Guevara. And it started off with them in the back. With the Sammy had was in the golf cart, and they had kind of a throwback to that. And they brawled up on top of a crane kind of structure, like a forklift or whatever. And Sammy hit a spear off the crane to Matt Hardy, and they were meant to land through a table, but they overshot the table, and Matt Hardy's head smacked off the concrete very hard, and it knocked him out cold. Out cold, no question about it. You can't sugarcoat it. And so basically, it looked like they'd called off the match. Like Sammy Guevara, they rung the bell. Sammy Guevara was walking to the ring with medics. It looks like they were going to ring the bell and announce the winner. And then all of a sudden, you see Matt Hardy like dragging like refs through. Like they threw up the X. Matt Hardy threw. I at this point, you're kind of thinking, is it at work? But then like they throw up the X, and then Matt Hardy runs through the crowd, and they restart the match, and they go straight to the kind of Steve Blackman, Shane McMahon spot where they crawl up to the top of the scaffolding, and Sammy Guevara goes through and wins. But Matt Hardy's wife, Rebby, is not impressed. Matt Hardy's still not. Yeah, he's still in hospital with like he's got 1,000% the concussion was the quote, and they're doing more scans. Tony Khan said in the media scrub that the doctor cleared him, and he doesn't override the doctor. I don't think you can clear somebody in 90 seconds. There was not very long before Matt Hardy got back up. Like that is just like you for all the crap you give WWE, you've got to give it right to AEW as well. That is negligence of the highest order. That was scary. Matt Hardy's head hit hard. Now we're not talking like glanced off the concrete. He full on smacked off the concrete and was out cold. It's a bit scary, Kieran, wasn't it?
It's horrifying. Like, and I don't know. It just if you're knocked out cold, that's it. You should just be done. If you have a concussion or not, it's not worth the risk. Just
Yeah,
you'll have to finish. You can work around it story wise. It's not that big a deal. It reminded me of when Enzo Amore was
knocked out.
I
Yeah,
think it was the ground or payback or something when he gets his head hit off the ropes and he's just
payback.
gone.
Yeah, yeah. I think they got cold feet because I don't know if you know the stipulation, Kieran, but it was if Matt
Yeah.
Hardy loses, he leaves AEW. I think they got cold feet and were like, oh, what do we do? We can't really book it. So no defending it. It was horrifying, but they probably got cold feet over that and tried to just say if he can make it to the last spot, then so be it. Obviously the match was like cut short. They kind of went straight to the finish, but it was just really scary. I'll get on to a fuller AEW review later.
Yeah.
But
There was
yeah,
another botch in AEW.
I want to get onto that because that's fucking hilarious. It was the funniest thing I've seen this week. Funniest thing I've seen this week. It's gone into the Hall of Fame. It's gone. There's a Hall of Fame and it's gone. But what else is there? What was it? Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar to AEW confirmed. There's been rumors, but it's just not. But what were you saying?
I think they know that Brock is kind of he's not his matches are good, but they're only great when they're in front of a crowd. So there's not much point having him around for now. I think they'll sign him back once there's a crowd. Otherwise, they'll just be losing money and wasting time. That's my opinion. I can't see him anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not the biggest Brock fan in the world, but I have a few matches of his that I like and a few segments. But yeah, I don't think I can't really see him going anywhere elsewhere. But Brody Lee confirms he can work for New Japan. That's pretty cool. Fair enough.
The question.
Yeah, we've a lot of wrestling to talk about because that's all the news. That's all the main news that we're going to talk about.
Keep it Jerry.
Oh, what? Like you called out Drew. Yeah.
And Drew's responded, and now he's like, "Get Triple H on the phone." It seems to be going somewhere. Who knows when? I feel like it's going to happen.
Well, Tyson Fury has Deontay Wilder rematch, and then he has Anthony Joshua. After that, so if he wins, so I can't see where they fit it in, and they want to have it in front of a crowd. So, it's all up in the air. But like, even though he's a notorious, like he's very controversial, I like him as a boxer. I'm reading his book at the moment. It's quite interesting and insight into like the traveler life and community, as well as a sports story. So if you're looking for a good book to read, Tyson Fury's autobiography is
Gypsy.
He could have represented Ireland in the 2008 Olympics. He is a traveler is he's called the Gypsy King, but I'm pretty sure he's of traveler descent. He's like form.
I can't remember. Is there a better word for it?
No, I think we're okay. If anyone wants to correct us in the comments, but I think we're okay.
Yeah, please do.
It's the traveling community. I think that's I think we're being okay. But I think we should go on to some wrestling because that was kind of the week that was kind of short and sweet. There was a few big news stories, but that's about it. So where do we start if we're going chronological? I think we start Payback.
Yeah.
So
I was on. Yes, I stayed up late. I got my phone out. I got my link up and everything, and I was on the Thunderdome. The connection was so terrible. The video feed they gave me was so fucking laggy. But I'm there somewhere. I haven't found myself yet. I rewatched the show the next day because it was so fucking laggy. But I sat there for like 3 hours. So please, someone find me. I'm in a bird top white background.
And add the tweet us with Kieran's photo. But yeah. Okay, so what are we going on to? I don't know where to start. Keith Lee got put over huge. Beat Randy Orton in like less than 10 minutes, was it?
Yes, something like that, which is a win. Depending how much has been pushed.
Yeah, he's winning a lot with the Spirit Bomb, which leads me to believe that Vince has copped on what the BBC stands for, and is like, I don't think we can use that on the main roster. Let's take it out of action until we can change the name. Even though it means the Boom Boom Catastrophe, there's an ulterior meaning to it that Keith Lee is a
I don't
cheeky.
know about
He's a cheeky folk. But yeah, he won with the Spirit Bomb. The Spirit Bomb always looks like he's powerbombing someone out of their shoes, which is great. Like fly through results, Bobby Lashley is the new champion. I predicted that. I think I predicted it by submission. Yay! I don't care. They had the wrong US title in the like when the graphic came up.
Yeah, very odd. I guess that time yet. I don't know.
To be fair, the new one has like a kind of a Nazi like American like big eagle flag. I mean, design to it. So yeah, might want to go back to the old belt. Ray and Dominic beat Seth and Murphy. That was pretty cool. Their seeds of dissent in Rollins and Murphy are being sown. Bit early for me. Bit early for me, but Matt Riddle beat King Corbin and then cut a strange promo where he fed into the fact that he's bad at home. It was really awkward and horrible. Did you see this?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. It was.
It's tasteless, like beyond belief. They're literally running with a storyline, or like, come on. Like, I thought they were smarter than that. Like,
there's shooting from the hip, and then there's like crossing a line.
There's shooting from the hip, and then there's using someone who like abused a woman in a storyline and using that in the storyline. like no. Big E beat Sheamus. Fair play. He's Sheamus got a lot of the match. But yeah, the strangest thing for this show was the kickoff match where Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan against the Iconics was announced as a loser disbands their tag team, and the Iconic lost, which is weird. Maybe Payne Royce is leaving to be with her husband. I don't know.
I like the.
See what happens. I know, yeah, they're great. They probably got a lot of views for WWE on YouTube. They're really, really good. In the penultimate match, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler beat Bayley and Sasha Banks. Really cool finish.
Good tag team.
Yeah, really. Yeah, really, really good finish where like Sasha's trying to stop Bayley from tapping out. It was all good until Nia Jax screamed at us. That was scary.
Yeah, but like, you know what? She did her part in the match well. I think everyone performed here really well, to be fair.
Yeah, and then the biggest thing in the main event. Did you like
the main event? Really enjoyed the main event.
Yeah, so there was like basically the Fiend, Reigns all night hadn't signed the contract, and came out. A bit. Yeah, came out kind of halfway through the match. Did they break the ring before he came out? They did, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yeah, that's
Ring broke. Roman signed the contract. Obviously, Heyman got on the contract that he could come in at any time. Maybe I'm reading too much between the lines there, but came out, signed the contract, came down, beat the crap out of him with a steel chair. I think 2 minutes later, there was a spear to the Fiend and spear to Strowman, and Mr. Whitey TTT is a Universal Champion.
Really good match. Just like, I don't know, just kind of cleverly booked, big spots, short, to the point, effective, you know? Put everyone over in that, like, even after the whole fucking ring is destroyed, pin isn't, like, Fiend kicks out twice and Strowman still kicks out. Takes another spear to calm it down, you know? And it's great. And now we're having Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at Clash of Champions, which is a weird pairing. It's interesting. Makes sense storyline-wise, obviously, but it's good to see new people, like, up on top. Obviously, Roman will win, but hey, whatever. Should be a good champ.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Payback. Solid show. Shouldn't have happened, but so close after SummerSlam.
Surprised by it, you know.
Yeah, but solid show. It wasn't. I thought it was going to be bad, and it wasn't. I don't know how much that is a compliment, but it was okay. I don't mind. Raw. Did anything happen on Raw? They got a new number one contender. They had a triple threat match, and so they had qualifiers to build up to a triple threat. Orton won. Orton beat Kevin Owens.
Keith beat Dolph Ziggler.
Keith Lee beat Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler is always in everything. For some reason. Sorry, it's been a while since I watched Raw. Seth beat Ray. Seth beat Ray. And then Randy Orton. Lee hit a powerbomb in the main event. He turned a stomp into a spirit bomb. and then took a surprise RKO, and Orton chose to pin Rollins. Just highlighting how smart Orton is. Gets his rematch. What?
And gets over the spirit bomb is a big move,
Yeah, he knocks out, pins Rollins, and it looks like we're going to get Orton versus Drew at Clash of Champions. I think he might win. I can see it. I can also see Drew keeping it, but
I think if he was going to win, they probably would have done it at SummerSlam, and I think it would have been a bigger deal.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Did anything else happen on Raw? It hasn't been a bad show. I mean, Raw and SmackDown haven't been bad. No, like Rollins beat Dominic. Oh yeah, that was a good match. I like Dominic. Dominic's very good. Dominic surprised me how good he is. Sorry, that loser disbands match was on Raw. Apologies. That was on Raw and they won. So the Iconics are gone. Sad. R.I.P. F in the chat for the Iconics. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP to be etc. as on there, the Viking Raiders. It's literally like lumping all the mid card into one for the last 6 months. Yeah, move on. I'm not interested in Lana and Natalia. I'm sorry.
Super Tuesday
1 because we're having another Super Tuesday tomorrow. On Tuesday. No, it's Sunday tonight. But yeah, apart because it was an hour long street fight. Iron Man match. So the first hour, the only thing I want to talk about is the street fight between Legado del Fantasma and Breezango and Swerve. What the hell were they doing with a forklift? That was so weird. Did you not just see they were all like brawling, and all of a sudden you couldn't find Swerve and like Fandango, and then all of a sudden they just come back and drive a forklift in, climb up to the top, and all the heels are like waiting for them to jump on them in the ring.
Well, that's wrestling, isn't it? I always hate like loads of people standing together for no real reason, but hey, that's just part of it.
Yeah. But the big thing about that was Swerve hit the JML driver and pinned Escobar. So he pinned the champ. Those two have really good chemistry. I'm not against seeing them for the title. That'd be a nice little match.
I mean, we're going to, I suppose, given that.
Yeah.
A text over maybe.
Yeah, it was a good match. Candice LeRae had a bit of further character development. Timothy Thatcher and Bronson Reed was pretty cool. Pretty good. Now, the Iron Man match. Kieran, I'm going to let you take it away because I've been talking for a bit, but did you enjoy this match?
Yes, I really did. I thought it was a very, very good match. Finish is a bit dodgy, but hey, we're getting our match tonight. Essentially, it kind of built to everyone got one fall, correct?
Yes, they did. So it was pretty cool. They, I don't know. Do you think the finish was a kind of thing like we're indecisive between Cole and Balor, so we haven't decided what direction we're going in? We'll just do this and give us a week to decide.
I don't think they back to Cole already. I think they just want to be able to advertise 2 matches like this in the space of 2 weeks.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Change night.
Yeah, this match made me realize how much I like Ciampa. He was brilliant. Yeah. He's a maniac. Like, he's brilliant. Like, his obsession with Gargano was amazing. Well, I kind of just like the throwbacks that, even though we said we'd never get them again, but they're not in a singles match, so it's okay. Finn Balor won with the coup de grace to go 1-0 up.
First pin.
Yeah, Johnny Gargano stole the pin off Ciampa for the next one. Pretty cool. Panama Sunrise got Cole a fall, and then Fairy Tale Ending from Ciampa got him a fall, so 1-0. And Gargano and Cole were fighting outside, and Ciampa hit Gargano with a back belly to belly driver, and then Balor hit him with a coup de grace straight after to go 2-1 up, and with 4 seconds left, last call or last shot knee from Cole, and it was 2-2, and the match ended. William Regal came out and said next week it's going to be Adam Cole versus Finn Balor in War Games. No, I'm joking. In a one-on-one match for the NXT title. Yeah, I'm down.
I think because this finish got leaked a little like a few hours ahead of time, and people went insane. It's a bit frustrating, but it was still a good match. And next week is going to be another. Well, I suppose 2 nights from now, it's going to be another good match. I don't think it's that massive a deal. It's a bit of a cop out, but hey, we should. This is wrestling. We should be used to it, especially with WWE. They're fucking great at cop outs. But I don't know. Balor's gonna win. It'd be weird to give it back to Cole so soon, especially if you're like, I think if they were gonna give it back to Cole, why not just say, okay, we'll give it back to the last champion or some shit like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't really see the point. So yeah, Balor.
Okay, so there's NXT. I don't want to really talk about AEW because we're not going to talk about AEW when we're talking about pay-per-view. All I want to say is Ricky Starks is amazing. I just really love Ricky Starks. He's got the charisma of The Rock, and him and Darby is brilliant. The segment where they're brawling about the Battle Royal that lasted like 3 segments was a bit weird. Yeah, they have some really good future world champions like MJF, Sammy Guevara, Ricky Starks. Eddie Kingston is just Eddie Kingston. Like Eddie Kingston is so good. Like he's so good on them.
World champion.
We will get on to it. It is so good. Like they have so many good promos. It's amazing. Like Ricky, just look up Ricky Starks and tell me that man. He's in NWA as well. He's just got charisma, like oozing out of his pores. But we get on to SmackDown, which I watched live because I was watching it with Dits because Dits has a live stream. I wasn't on the live stream, but I was kind of watching it with him. It was really good. I really like SmackDown this week.
It was the best episode. Well, last week's was good as well, wasn't it? But it was the best episode in a while, I'd say.
Yeah. So it started off with Big E being attacked and put through the windscreen of his car, or a car, by a full fatal deviation. Sheamus. He's gone full Irish. And he said that it was self-defense or something or whatever. So Big E's taken out with a fatal 4-way. So it was meant to be Riddle, Corbin, Big E, and Sheamus, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
And Big E got taken out. I think they're prolonging the feud. I think we're going to get Big E at the Rumble or Mania. I have a pitch that might be a bit far-fetched, but I'll get onto it in a while. Yeah, I know. I love pitches, but you'll like this one. You'll actually will like this one. So yeah. The Heyman promo at the start, brilliant, really, really good. What do you think of his opening promo with Reigns?
Well, it's Paul Heyman, isn't it? You know, how bad can it possibly be?
He said, if you think I corrupted Roman Reigns, contrary to belief, he corrupted me.
Huh. Great lines, because of course it is. It's always going to be. He's probably the best on the mic in the world. Who could be better? No one.
They remember that trademark show up and win that they trademarked earlier this week. It's Roman's. Yeah. He said something about an island, Reigns Island. My name is Paul Heyman, and I serve as your special counsel for the tribal chief. Your reigning, defending, blah blah blah. So yeah, that was brilliant. Brilliant way to start the show. John Morrison stole Otis' briefcase. This is a wasted fucking. He's not winning against Roman Reigns, so I don't know why he has the briefcase. He's turned it into a lunchbox. Morrison took the briefcase, opened it later. There was a sandwich in it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
it is fun. Shut up, Reigns.
It's funny because he eats loads. It's literally the fucking joke. Like, there was a women's tag team title match. Nothing really happened. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defended, and you could kind of get the vibe afterwards. You might have got a tease, but Bayley. So basically, Sasha Banks injured her knee during the match, didn't she? And then Bayley went full Karen, living up to her hairstyle, and obliterated Sasha Banks. Killed her. Dead. What do you think of this angle, Kieran? Was it what you hoped it to be, even though they broke up 18 months ago? Okay, sorry, there's obviously a cut there. I don't know where we stopped off, but I'll try and get as close as possible.
After I said, welcome to the All Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, Okay, so we were at Sasha Banks and Bailey. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defended their belts, and we thought we were going to get the heel turn. Then we thought we didn't, and then Bailey lived up to her short-haired Karen persona and murdered poor Sasha Banks. Murdered her dead.
Yes,
Um,
finally.
yeah,
We've been building for months.
I hate Sasha Banks as a face. A lot of people do. I'm a bit worried. I think if she has a niggling injury, and this is writing her off, I think she shouldn't come back until the Rumble and be 30 in the Rumble and win. I don't know I don't know if you'd be that's the only viable direction. I can't see them paying off this feud at Clash of Champions. That's for sure.
Survivor Series, maybe.
Survivor Series is a brand versus brand thing. That's another thing.
Who knows?
I think she's going to come back in the Rumble. I think they're going to keep her off TV for a while. Let her go home and spend time with her boyfriend or something. Maybe go home and spend time with Snoop. Promote Just Eat with Snoop. Seeing Snoop on the Just Eat ads is hilarious.
Oh.
What?
Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg. Her cousin.
Yeah,
Jesus, Kieran, they shove it down your throat every year. Like, come on.
He sings her theme, doesn't he? Like, yeah, y'all.
He also sings the new Just Eat theme. Just Eat. Da-da-da. Yeah. But yeah, this was vicious, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it really was. It was really cool. It really, we've been waiting for so long. Just this final turn. I really hope the match lives up to it. That would be very nice. Who knows if it will, but whatever.
Yeah, so basically then we got backstage, Adam Pearce, good old Adam Pearce, was talking about the replacement for the Fatal 4-Way. He said like, we're gonna find this replacement. Paul Heyman comes in and says, can I talk to you for a minute? So he's having a meeting with Adam Pearce. We don't hear anything. Next thing is Sami Zayn. Oh, Sami Zayn was brilliant here. Sami Zayn comes out and gets really angry at Greg for not referring him to as Intercontinental Champion. And he starts getting angry about his banner not saying Intercontinental Champion. And he gets on the headset and is like, Mike from production? What the hell? He's like, oh yeah, he's like, why wasn't Intercontinental Champion on the Titantron or on the graphic? And it was like, it wasn't in the notes. And Sammy's like, it wasn't in the notes, you pricks. It was just brilliant. And Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles obviously came out. This is the new IC title division. And a brawl came out where Sami Zayn's beautiful flowing locks that he has now were revealed after he got his head kicked off. So the hat came off and then hit a beautiful haluva kick on Jeff Hardy. Sami Zayn's back. He's got luscious hair and he's hilarious. And him, Styles, and Hardy, yes, please, Kieran. We said this last week. It's very good.
Yes, it should be interesting. I hope the matches can be good. Obviously, everyone in the ring, they're trying their best. You know, they're very talented. Hardy might be the weakest in the ring now, but it's Jeff Hardy, so you can't really be mad at him. But who knows?
Yeah, this throws it back to when the US title division was Kevin Owens, Baron Corbin, and AJ Styles. Remember that summer where they kind of had that kind of triangle, and they had Jericho in there as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was solid, really solid Intercontinental title division. So yeah, it was then revealed that Paul Heyman had got Jey Uso inserted into the match, which is very interesting, and I will have a prediction later. But yeah, this was very cool. He was like in the thing, and Reigns was like, Jey was like, thanks for the opportunity, and Reigns wasn't exactly being like, yeah, cuz you can do it, and then he's like, yeah, but you're gonna get beat. Basically, could you like feel that undertone where he was like, yeah, well done, but you're gonna get beat at Clash Champions. It was basically like, well done for the opportunity, but like,
positive.
Yeah, it was positive enough. But the match was pretty standard match. Corbin got taken out, and Corbin got taken out over the barricade, or he sent Jey Uso into like the Thunderdome, and we forgot about Jey Uso for a while. And then Sheamus hit a bro kick on Corbin, and then Riddle hit a bro to sleep, and then Jey Uso came out of nowhere with a splash. 1, 2, 3, won the match, cut a promo, said welcome, and then said, you know the rest. And said I can't wait to like fight Roman Reigns or whatever. I think the Usos are going to be recruited into the stable by Paul Heyman when Jey Uso in the main event lies down for Roman Reigns.
No, terrible finish. No, I think they know that would annoy a lot of people.
He's a heel. I know, but like I was just thinking,
If it was a SmackDown or a Raw, I'd be like, I can totally see that. But the fact that it's a pay-per-view main event says no.
Okay, and another thing is, if the Usos are recruited anyway, if they don't lie down, I think lying down, they never do that after the finger poke of doom. But so the Usos get recruited, and the Mania feud is Big E versus Roman, or the Rumble feud, and their odds are stacked against them. Who should imagine the pop if Big E was getting beaten down, and then Xavier and Kofi both return?
Yeah,
that would be insane on the go home show or something, or like a few weeks before. Brilliant. Yes, please. Do you agree, Kieran?
See, I could definitely see Usos like joining forces or whatever with Roman or whatever. And everyone seems to be fancy booking Big E as the guy who topples down Roman. So who knows?
Yeah,
it's not impossible. It would be cool to see. Yeah, I don't know if they want to keep out the rest of the New Day off screen that long. If they can bring them back sooner, but who knows?
I know, but Raw. Okay, yeah, that's SmackDown, and Raw and SmackDown were enjoyable as hell. Like enjoyable, really, really enjoyable.
Yeah, it was a good week for WWE, I think.
Yeah, I loved it. And now we move on to the main event of the evening. All Out. Pay-per-view last night from WWE. Not WWE, AEW, the wrong one. But yeah, it was a really solid pay-per-view. So on the pre-show, a lot of good, a lot of bad. On the pre-show, Joey Janela beat Serpentico. Jim Ross called Joey Janela Marty Jannetty on Wednesday because he kind of said Jannetty and then said the wrong. He said, "Oh, sorry, wrong Marty Janela." Jesus, we're getting on to Jim Ross. Jim Ross said something even worse on AEW. On All Out. Yeah, we'll get on to it. But okay, so Janela beat Serpentico, and then Private Party beat who did they beat? They beat John Silver and Alex Reynolds, 3 and 4 from the Dark Order, who are hilarious on BTE. It's brilliant. I love their skits. But yeah, first match of the main card was terrible, in my opinion. I really hated it. This cinematic tooth and nail match between Big Swole and Dr. Britt Baker.
Very mixed reaction to this. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I assume you're on the side that hated it. And
I didn't hate it, but I just didn't like it. I actually jokingly said when I was in the Alleged Wrestling Podcast server last night when they were doing their live show, I said to Nick, it was either Big Swole or Britt Baker. I think I predicted Britt Baker, but I was like, Britt Baker's going to win by putting Big Swole under the anesthetic. Wrong person, but that's how it won. That's how she won. Yeah. She put her to sleep. There was a numbing injection in Britt Baker's leg. It was a weird opener. It would have been good if
to your big show, like.
Yeah, they could have put that just before the main event because they were very heavy on the back end of the card. They had 3 heavy matches on the back end of the card. It was just strange. I don't want to talk about it too much. Britt Baker won. Big Swallow won. Everybody thought Britt Baker was going to win and go on to face the women's champion, but no, Big Swallow won.
Yeah, 2 great women, I got to say though.
Yeah, charisma, yeah.
I think they're highlights of the women's division. I think
her and Sheeta, and then Thunder Rosa is brilliant. I love Thunder Rosa. Hopefully she stays around. But yeah, we move on to the match that probably should have opened the card. Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. I love the edge to the Young Bucks now. Hangman Page has pissed them off, and they have an edge. They were healing it up a little bit. You could got Bullet Club vibes from them. Their moves hit harder. Nick Jackson pretending to be like the tag for Jungle Boy when Luchasaurus was taken out. Jungle Boy took a really rough bump to the outside, like a really rough bump with like the back body suplex to the concrete.
Yeah.
That was really rough. The Young Bucks were just, you saw they had an edge to them. They weren't happy and they took it out on Luchasaurus is brilliant as well. Like, don't get me wrong, both great tag teams. But the Young Bucks hit the super kick party and a BTE trigger, which they just basically annihilated young Jungle Boy with 2 knees to the head. Yeah, great match. And the edge to the Young Bucks, I love it because we don't know what direction it's going in yet. We haven't got it set in stone. But I just love the new edge to the Young Bucks after what happened last week. Good match. Great match. Have you watched any of All Out, Kieran?
I've seen bits and pieces. I watched the highlights package earlier.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Nice.
So,
but yeah, I like this. Did you see, what did you think from whatever you saw from this match?
well, like you said, the Bucks, like, they seem to have an edge towards them, building towards full-on heel turn, it seems. Yeah, I really wish this story with Hangman Page and everything was playing out in front of a crowd. I know I wish everything is playing out in front of a crowd, obviously, but like this one in particular, I think has been really hurt by the lack of crowd.
Yeah, but it's still good. I'll tell you later on what I think is going to happen. But we get on to the Casino Battle Royal, which is always a clusterfuck of a match. But
it's been complicated and weird.
Yeah, okay, so all the suits, different suits in the different cards. Group 1 was Trent, Ray Phoenix, Christopher Daniels, Jake Hager, and The Blade. Ray Phoenix and The Blade are in the faction, so they're working together. Big Will Hobbs, who has been brilliant on Dark, Santana and Ortiz, Chuck Taylor, and Frankie Kazarian came out. Group 3 was Billy Gunn, Pentagon, Ricky Starks, and Brian Cage. Darby Allin entered the match after Gunn got eliminated. Darby Allin's brilliant. I love Darby Allin. Phoenix got eliminated pretty quickly. Chuck Taylor got eliminated by Santana and Ortiz. Sean Spears, Eddie Kingston, The Butcher, Sonny Kiss, and Lance Archer entered the match. So we've got 20 people, and we don't know the mystery opponent. Kiss eliminated Hager, which was a shock. Archer eliminated Sonny Kiss. Spears refused to get in the ring and was cutting a heel promo. Lance Archer looked great in this match, just clearing everybody out. It was like Kane in the Rumble. And then we get number 21. And the music hits, and it's Matt Sydal. For those of you who don't know, he's the former Evan Bourne. And everybody knows his finisher is the shooting star press called the Airborne. Most famous for...
Never messes it up. It's gorgeous.
Most famous for Randy Orton obliterating him. So he kicks someone on the outside. He kicks one of the heels on the outside. Goes to the top rope. Everyone's like, oh, Airborne. He fucking fell right on his head. Oh.
A little scary to watch, I'll be honest. But yeah, also like a tiny bit.
Well, he didn't land on his head. He landed on his high...
It was an awkward fall.
Yeah, but he didn't even make a full turn.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, but you have to admit, it was fucking hilarious.
It's got to be Shockmaster levels of debut, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was just, like, I just kind of felt bad for the cunt, you know?
He's such a...
Didn't you? Wow.
He needs to stop. He needs to stop smoking the weed. Like, come on. But yeah, it's just brilliant. I'm sorry, it broke me. It really did. I looked up Twitter before watching the match, and I saw 3 tweets that were just Matt Sydal with a full stop. I was just like, oh, what's he done?
It was really, like, I don't know. I just really felt bad for the guy afterwards. Not the best.
Yeah, he got a good payday. He'll make more than we'll ever make in our lives. He's grand. Whether he'll be back, I don't know. He's had a bit of a laugh at himself on Twitter.
He'll be back.
Yeah. I liked him as a wrestler. He's pretty good. He's had a few good indie matches. Kazarian eliminated Penta. I don't even say eliminated. The final 4. Oh, sorry. This is a bit weird. They put Darby Allin, Brian Cage, and Darby Allin eliminated Starks. And then Starks pulled him under the ropes and beat the crap out of him. And then in a really weird moment, which probably should have happened at the start, or if Darby Allin was the final 2, as they said on Cultaholic, if Darby Allin was the final 2 with Lance Archer, this would have been cool. But in the middle of the match, it just felt a bit like stop-starty, where Brian Cage took out a body bag, which is kind of Darby Allin. Remember when he fought Cody and all that? They put thumbtacks into it and put him in the body bag and eliminate him, which is pretty scary. getting thrown over the top rope in a body bag. A lot of the thumbtacks fell on the ground, which made people gonna try and get walk over them. But it was a really weird. I don't know where it's going. I really like the feud. I like everybody in the feud, but that was just like in the middle of a you know what I mean? In the middle of a battle royal, have like a really weird spot where everybody stops wrestling just so Brian Cage can put Darby on in the body bag. And why you put thumbtacks in the body bag is just really weird. But yeah. What?
Why wouldn't you, man? That's what I do to body bags.
Yeah. Kieran's gonna get us cancelled. Seidel eliminated Spears. So the final four were Cage, Archer, Butcher Kingston, Archer, and Cage. Yeah. So Archer eliminated Cage, which was a big shock. Seidel eliminated Butcher, and then Kingston eliminated Seidel. And then, Butcher and the Blade tried to interfere. Jake Roberts was showing Eddie Kingston a snake, and they're playing into the fact that Eddie Kingston is afraid of snakes. Don't know. But yeah, and then Archer tossed Eddie Kingston out of the ring. My prediction was Eddie Kingston, so that was really annoying. But yeah, Lance Archer is your new number one contender for the title. I thought he did great, personally. He's not everyone's cup of tea, but I thought he was very fantastic and very convincing.
I'm up for seeing him versus Moxley, so fuck it, I guess.
They had that match for the New Japan in the Texas Death Match. That was really good. Yeah. So if it's anywhere like that, yeah. We talked about the Hardy versus Guevara match.
Yeah,
just a bit rough. One of the best women's matches probably my favorite women's match in AEW history between two amazing.
Finding it hard to think of one that would match it. So yeah.
No, obviously the one where she won the belt was really good with Nyla Rose, but Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa's. What do you think of Thunder Rosa? As someone who probably hasn't seen much of her, but she's brilliant.
I've seen fuck all of her, but from this, I don't know. She came off well. She came off like she really knew what she was doing, and a lot of charisma and skill in the ring. You know.
Yeah, people thought she was going to win, and then they were going to give it back to Shida, but no. Stretch muffler. That's a weird move. Weird name for a move. Shida put her away with the running knee. After a really, really good technical match, I really, really enjoyed it. I watched this on my break, and usually I'd be on my break, I want to save time, so I might skip a match here and there. But I watched this match because I got invested into it very quickly. I really, really liked it. Next match was a big 8-man tag: Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares, Dustin and QT versus the Dark Order. So this match, I thought this match was going to go Matt Cardona gets the pin and fights for Cody's honor against Brody Lee. But it was Dustin Rhodes who got the pin in the end. And it was announced afterwards in a really weird, fired up backstage interview that Dustin Rhodes is going to face Brody Lee on Wednesday for the title.
Will he win?
No. Colt Cabana got pinned, and Brody Lee just screamed after him, "I set you up for the win, I set you up for the win." Dustin cut a really fired up promo afterwards that ended in the line, "I'm going to beat your ass, and I'm bringing hell with me," which was weird. But yeah, fired up Dustin because his brother's been beating the crap out of him. He was wearing blue paint, which was interesting. Different look. Cabana is obviously annoyed Brody Lee, the maniac Brody Lee. Wasn't a great match, but sure, look, you can't have all good matches. There's got to be some filler. Then we move on to one of the most important matches of the night: Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus FTR. Kieran, from what you saw of this, what do you think?
Fuck, they're revival good, aren't they?
They're just I've seen a lot of people say they're 10% of what they think they are. But they played a blind in this. I love this match.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not the best tag match AEW have done even in this year.
It's not best. It's not better than the the Young Bucks against the. That's one of the best. That's one of the best tag matches of all time. So
yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, but
this would probably be up there for AEW, and considering how many tag matches they do on a fucking weekly basis, that's a pretty high honor, you know.
The psychology in this was brilliant. Yeah, the psychology in this was brilliant. they isolated Paige, and Omega overcame like some early tension, which is what you need. You tease it. They started getting in some really cool tag team offense. Obviously, Tully watching a ringside in their matching jackets. They worked on the leg. Obviously, just Revival, the way they work on a body parts was brilliant. Textbook good wrestling. It kind of came to a head where they kind of Paige and Omega kind of built up momentum, and they were trying to put them away. And they went for the buckshot lariat, and Omega hit Paige straight in the face with a V trigger. And then a spike pile drive, and then it was brilliant. Did you see this where Omega, after he hit him with the V trigger, tried to like wake up Hangman? He was like slapping him on the hand. He was like slapping him like wake up, like trying to get him to like kick out. They hit a spike pile driver. Hangman kicks out.
Yeah.
And then a second spike pile driver put Paige away, and it was brilliant afterwards. So FTR raised the belts up high. They're tag champs, fair play. But Hangman gets up, and Omega's just looking at him, and then Hangman just falls on his face as if like out of exhaustion or just pain. Just gets up, looks at Kenny, and falls on his face, knocked out. And Omega's just like just walks out. What you see, like the camera follows him. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but the camera follows him to the backstage. He just walks out, looks at the books, and he walked out, and Young Bucks try to follow him, and he was like, "Do you want to go back to where we used to be? Do you want to go back to where we used to be?" He's like, gets in the back of a car, and he's like, "No, you guys stay here and think about it. What do you want?" And goes, "Driver, just please drive," and they drive away. But Omega was basically saying, "Do you want to go back to where we used to be? It's your decision. What do you want to do?" And that's how they ended that segment. So yeah, that's really interesting. What do you think of this angle, Kieran?
Yeah, well, like we all know what it's building to. Will it explode before Full Gear, Rian, do you think, or is this match going to happen later?
No, I think it will. They consider this one of their big pay-per-views. Yeah, they've got 2 months. They're gonna do. Yeah, they're gonna do something. I like the way this is going on BT. I don't know if I don't know if you've watched it, but in the last 5 minutes, in the last scene they teased the cleaner coming back. So,
I heard about that, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they can sustain the cleaner on TV, but if they bring him back, yes, please. Now we get on to the match. That was good for what it was, but I still have a gripe with Chris Jericho. The promo package was amazing. The best friends being like, "We've never seen Orange Cassidy like this. He actually cares," which is just brilliant. He came out just fired up. So basically, it was a Mimosa Mayhem match where you win by pinfall submission or throwing your opponent into a vat of mimosa. I heard that fucking tagline like 50 million times in my head. So basically, they had like 2 swimming pools either side of the ring, filled with orange juice and bubbly. And they get to this match, and you have to be fully submerged in it. So there was a few teases where like Jericho's leg went in, or Cassidy got. Did you hear what Jericho named it? That they like did to Cassidy? They bubbly boarded him instead of waterboard. Yeah, bubbly board. Fucking stupid. Speaking of stupid names, we forgot to say that. Actually, I want you to get your opinion on this, Kieran. Did you hear the new trademark W came up with?
Go on, tell me. Go on.
Wobbly Walrus.
The
new. I didn't know I didn't know the Saudis were that like. I don't know they were that powerful to imagine WWE Wobbly Walrus live from Saudi Arabia. Sorry for the sidetrack, but I just thought that was funny. Like, what the hell could that even mean?
I had a choice last night. Afterwards, I was feeling like a bit of a wobbly walrus,
Jesus. But yeah. All right. So we get back to this match. For what it was, a match where you throw people into orange juice and champagne, it was okay. Jericho just needs to lose a little bit of weight. I'm sorry to keep going on about it, but he's just not I just don't like him in the ring.
I think at this stage it's like, yeah, okay, you're never going to be what you used to be, but he's more of a character,
Yeah, he's more of a character, and he's brilliant, and I can't wait to see him in regular commentary. But yeah, it was okay for what it was. That's all I can say. The Superman punch, the ending to it, the Superman punch was brilliant. I think we're going to start seeing the fall of the Inner Circle. Sammy's probably. I mean, LAX need to be with Eddie Kingston in the future, but Superman punch and then another one that sends Jericho straight into the pool. I thought we were going to get like a after segment where Jericho throws a hissy fit, but we went straight into the next segment. But yeah, it was okay for what it was. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm not saying it was good. It was okay for what it was. I love Cassidy. I love Orange Cassidy. Before we get on to our main event, this caught my eye on Twitter, and I went back and watched it, and I noticed it. During the Dark Order match, Anna Jay came out, and Brandy Rhodes kicked her in the head, and they fell out of the ring. And Jim Ross said, "Did Anna Jay have a wardrobe malfunction, or is that just what I want to see, or something like that, or is that just one of my fantasies, or something like that?" No.
It's a bit Jerry Lawler mid-90s, isn't it? Like,
yeah, he said, I'll get the exact quote, but he put up a tweet that said, "Sorry for the wardrobe malfunction, comic book and me y'all get on with our lives." It's like saying sorry, but like not sorry. Jim Ross. But yeah, it was just a bit weird. It was a bit out of place. He said maybe that's just wishful thinking. Yeah, is that a wardrobe malfunction or is that just my wishful thinking? Jim, not like he's not been great on commentary. I'll admit I'm not a fan of his in AEW. If he doesn't care in a match, you can tell, can't you? Like if he doesn't know who he is, like Jungle Boy gets his name botched about 5 times a week. I'm not his biggest fan. He was good back in the day, but he's just not invested enough in the characters, in my opinion. I don't know what you think about Jim Ross in AEW, but he's just not my kind of thing.
I think he started off a bit rough, and as he got to grow and learn more about the talent and everything, he's gotten better. Obviously, he'll never reach that peak he was, but this particular line is a bit like I don't know. I hope he got a talking to afterwards. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so we get to our main event: MJF versus Jon Moxley, where the paradigm shift is banned.
Or is it?
I've seen a lot of this being like that they didn't like. It was an okay match. I really liked it. I didn't think I would like it as much, but I really liked the psychology of this match. Obviously, you said Moxley got hit by a fan on the way out, but yeah, he had a long entrance. MJF came out. Really good psychology. There was a few times where Moxley forgot he couldn't use the paradigm shift. MJF showed not surprisingly, because we remember his match against Jungle Boy that was brilliant at Double or Nothing. He targeted Moxley's arm. He said what he was going to do. He's going to target a body part and try and rip his arm apart. Then the big spot that kind of took the match into a new gear was Moxley hit like one. You know what I'm talking about? The springboard thing into the. You know when you like hold someone in the wheelbarrow position and then like fall backwards and they go flying into the ring post. Moxley did this to MJF and MJF got busted open like a grapefruit. Like he was having blood. Did you see this? Blood was streaming down his face. Like this was. It was half a millimeter away from being JBL and John Cena again. Like it was very close to a lot of blood, and it just made MJF look like legitimately like it was another performance that shows that he's not just a promo. It was really good. He spat in Moxley's salted the earth armbar, which is really cool. Moxley made it to the ropes. They exchanged strikes where they were just punching and slapping each other. And the finish, I love this finish.
Ref turns away.
No, it was more than that. Before that, the low blow, MJF tried a low blow, brought the ref and tried a low blow, and he kicked out. And Crossroads 2 count. Then Wardlow gets up on the apron, and the ref is distracted by Wardlow, and out of the corner of his hand, he throws the ring, but MJF misses it, and it goes onto the ground. And MJF being bloodied, he can't really see. He looks for the ring, he finds it, he grabs it, he looks up, and you can see he sees Moxley. Moxley sees him. Moxley sees the ref's back's turned. Paradigm shift. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant.
It's done.
Brilliant. I loved it. I don't care if it was poorly received. I love this match, and it sows the seeds that Wardlow fucked that up for MJF. Brilliant. Loved it. And that was AEW All Out. Obviously Matt Hardy was not a high point. Jim Ross was not a high point. Jericho's not great, and Britt Baker's Big Swole was but everything to do with the tag match. Cassidy, I love. The main event was really good for me. The Young Bucks showing the edge, and Hangman is going to be like the top red hot babyface in AEW going forward, I think. So yeah, great show. I loved it. I would you after watching like skim through it, would you be like I want to watch this in more depth and see what it was actually like, or would you?
I look. I don't know. It seemed like a fine pay-per-view, not something that I particularly loved.
No.
Just from the highlights I saw, it looked like a good show.
Solid.
Not a best, but the card to me wasn't particularly interesting going in. It just kind of seemed like matches they've been doing for 3 or 4 months now.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the Jericho Cassidy feud's been going on for a long time now.
Yeah, it's tough. I hope Cassidy challenge for the TNT belt soon. The feuds will kick into gear. The feuds will kick into gear. Full gear.
Very good. Very good.
But yeah. Yeah, I need to quit my day job and become a comedian. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Like, just really, really solid pay-per-view and a really solid week of wrestling. And I'd love talking to you, Kieran. But
right.
I'm gonna go watch AEW on a Zoom in about 20 minutes, and I need to get some food. And I think we've wrapped up all we need to talk about this week on the world of wrestling. Have you got any recommendations this week, Kieran?
Recommendations. Let me think for a second. Lost in Translation is a good movie. It's on Netflix. Watch Black Panther, of course. Watch Black Panther. And Mulan. I really enjoyed Mulan. I'm gonna watch the new Mulan soon, maybe. Don't watch Tenet. Tenet is bad. Go on,
yeah. The new series of A League of Their Own, if you're a sports fan, is out. That was 3 seasons, three episodes were really good. Again, watch The Young Offenders. I know I said it last week, but me and Kieran both loved it. Go watch the new Bond trailer. Kieran, you should watch the new Bond trailer afterwards. It's a different Bond trailer to the first one, like the one that they did a few months ago and it was meant to be out in April. It shows a little bit more. It's pretty cool. I just love the Bond films in general. Yeah. Other than that, like, subscribe to Project Dits. Go subscribe to their YouTube. Follow them on Twitter at Project Dits. Yeah, they've done. The Dits has done brilliantly for us, and we're going to be filming Takeover Throwback to him on Thursday. Really, really looking forward to that. Go ask the Alleged Wrestling lads for their Discord and join their live chat every week. It's brilliant. We had a kind of a funny moment this week where we were discussing what is an infamy and why is Damian Priest the Archer of it, and he should just be called Top Shagger Damian Priest. I'm trying to go, yeah, because that's like what?
That's my catchphrase. Put that on the t-shirt, Rian. Kieran Brennan, Top Shagger.
Top Shagger Kieran Brennan. Yes. Hashtag Top Shagger Kieran Brennan. Do you really want that on a t-shirt?
I do. I really do now. Please get it.
For 2 weeks only, you can get yourself a Top Shagger Kieran Brennan t-shirt. Yeah. Other than that, that's about it. Stay safe. Me and Kieran have one of the biggest days of our lives tomorrow, so wish us luck. Can't wait. Next week we'll either be really, really happy or really, really sad, or there might be a contrast. So we'll see what happens. But Kieran, it's time to take it home. In your loud booming voice, take it home, boy.
Kieran Brennan, host of the Hallway Wrestling Podcast. With me, as always, my co-host has been
the man that you nearly forgot, Rian.
And as we say at the end of every episode, I am a top fucking shagger. Top shagger.
Top fucking shagger. As if to just accentuate the point. Listen, buy our merch. Please do. They're actually good shirts, and we're gonna bring out more. Go and buy it. We may we are very creative, and as we and P.S. as we say at the end of every episode, hard work is easy work. We do all our hard work. Everything we've done has all been us. We haven't asked for a single bit of help.
Project did.
Love you,
Anyway,
Dits.